So I took him, or rather, we went down there and then I introduced him to
So did he fall in love
the
with
kids
Maddie?
and he chose Maddie.
Oh, isn't that interesting? What a great story. What a great story.
And then there was a time that Dad and them lived across the street from me, right?
Well, they weren't across the street, but they were on the road.
Oh,
And
You all
before
have
we
to
got
walk
to our mailbox was a mile from home where you had to go get your mail.
Uh-huh.
But they lived before you get to that mailbox. And,
How long did they live there?
2 or 3 years. I don't think it's very long.
So is that when Mom and Dad met during that period of time?
Yeah, because the maid come home from the waves.
And that's how they got together.
Yeah.
Did Billy, Maddie, Mom, and Dad, did they kind of date together before they got married?
If they did, I don't remember.
I mean, I was just curious if when Dad got back, Billy said, "Hey, you got to go meet Mary," or something.
I don't know how they met, to tell the
You need to
truth.
meet my
Yeah,
sister.
there was a time that Anna dated Junior,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
and you
And
all
I-
double dated or
Yeah,
something?
with Charles was
Charles.
his name. He come to
Charlie.
live.
I remember
Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah, he lived with the Haneys.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but he.
I didn't realize he lived with them because they were like brothers.
Yeah.
He used to come to our house all the time.
Yeah, he.
For years.
When he
afterwards.
came, he was.
He was like a brother to Dad.
Yeah, I know. I'd walk home from school and then meet Charlie coming up the road on this horse.
He seemed to be a comedian. Was he a comedian?
Yeah, he was funny all the
Yeah.
time.
He's the one that had the big Adams.
He had a
actually.
big old head and he was
Always
really
hurt me.
thin.
It always seemed like
He
it
was
hurt.
really thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wouldn't
I
have Charlie
forgot
Gibbons or Gibbons
Yeah,
something
you're
like
right.
He used to come over there in that convertible too, didn't he? When he
Yeah.
come over to our house.
Yeah,
The
he would come to visit Mom and Dad.
We thought he was cool.
Yeah, we did. We thought he was cool. But he was real thin guy. He wasn't a big old guy.
Yeah, he'd be on this horse, and I always called him my prince or
Oh.
something.
Did you like him?
I liked him, but I didn't like his jokes too well.
So
I mean,
did you
not
have?
that they weren't nice. He was always nice. It's just they wasn't always funny to me. And he was trying to be funny all the time.
Yeah, I remember that he was like that. I always wondered what people laughed at.
But he was nice as he could be. He was real nice.
Now, wasn't there a story where you all went to Mount Sterling and
Yeah.
they left you there or something?
Yeah, we went to, me and Junior and Anna and Charlie went to see a movie, and then after it was over, why, we went to the car and the car was gone.
Who was driving?
So we went back in the theater looking for them, and they weren't there. It weren't there. We thought maybe they was watching it again or something. And
Who was it that left?
Charlie and
Charlie
Oh,
and Anna,
okay.
I mean Junior and Anna.
me, Junior, yeah.
And so we were stuck in Mount Sterling because the only way the Greyhound bus only ran twice a day, and it didn't come till late at night. You know, it was nighttime. So we had to stay till the bus drove to Mount Sterling, then we had to walk all the way home, which is the 3 miles home. Because we had no way to get home.
So was Anna there when you got home?
Yeah, she was there.
Did you all get her?
I never did get an explanation and never did hear her say a word about it.
So were you being the youngest? Did you? I'm just curious that. So could you beat up your sister? In other words, if it got to be bad, who would win the fights? Would you? If Anna did something like that to you, would you go up to her and get on her, or would you kind of bow down to her because she was older, her and Mom?
No, I think I was.
You would stand up for yourself?
I was the fighter.
I thought you. I was kind of thinking you might be the fighter. I don't think of Anna as being
And I
a
was
fighter.
always the quiet one. And I
Yeah.
can't
How about Mom? Would you and Mom ever get into it?
She wasn't really there, was she?
She was kind of
She was
gone.
at Midway, wasn't she?
And then she went off.
She went to Midway when she was 12,
Yeah.
and she was there till she graduated. And
So you
plus,
didn't
plus
really-
a year
Didn't
older.
really run around with her a lot.
But we were pals, growing up.
Yeah.
But we always fought. It's usually me started, I think. It seemed like she was always quiet.
What, Mom? Mom was quiet.
Her mom would get after us whenever she needed to, I reckon, but I
Yeah.
can't remember.
But I'm talking about my mother. Mary was quiet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mary was, I think she was felt she was on the head.
Well, yeah, she kind of helped
Yeah,
raise you all.
because-
Yeah.
After, anytime we lived, we didn't have no way to, Mom, to go to Mount Sterling or anything to get in when she needed to or go to the store. So Mary was always in charge. And so I always felt like she, felt like that she was her boss in a way.
Yeah.
So did you play any tricks on her because of that?
We had a few fights. This is after her and Troy was married. Evidently, Troy and her lived with Mom a year, I think, or so.
Yeah, because I think I was born up. I lived upstairs.
And something was say, Mary had done a abortion. We had divorced, by hand because we didn't have a machine and used good old light soap that they made themselves. And anyway, the ironing hadn't been done, and I had some clothes need to be ironed too. So you used a coal iron, heated on the stove. And I was decided, since nobody's ironing, that I would start ironing. And Troy had some pants there that needed iron. And I decided, while I'm ironing, I'll just iron his pants. Well, Mary came in and had a fit. She says, that's not the way you iron men's pants. They have to have a seam at the top, or a line at the top instead of just spreading. And she was so mad, and she was just carrying on. And I got that iron, and I was going at her like this. That hot iron. I went like this. I was going right straight for her. She reached for a pie pan, hit me on top.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow.
I guess I would have burned her because I was so mad.
Wow. Oh.
So I took off and went out in the field and sat on the hillside and cried a while.
Oh.
I was wanting to help.
Jeez.
Here you were trying to help. Yeah, you were
Wow.
trying to be a good sister. Yeah. And
But I
then she
didn't
came
iron
in and
them
gave you
pants,
that.
right? I didn't have no business touching his pants.
Oh my God.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Didn't want you touching her man's pants.
Yeah, you can't touch my man.
I was going after her.
That's
Wow.
funny.
Going up.
Oh,
Oh.
I wonder if she would ever say that now.
yeah.
When she remembered it.
Wait, when you get to heaven, you'll have to ask her. She'll be waiting there for you with
Did y'all
an eye.
ever have any fights when you were little, like
Oh, I hope I
wrestle
get
with
there.
each other and stuff?
Huh?
Did y'all used to wrestle and stuff when you was kids? Or
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
We did. We had a little bit of everything. I guess you'd play and skip.
I mean, you get mad at each other and have a wrestling match or something?
Oh, not that way, no.
You all are pretty friendly.
Yeah.
Played together.
We don't fight, and then Mom would get mad at me and Anna when we got in a fight, and she'd make us go out and get our own switch.
Oh,
there's
that's where that came
Because
from.
Mom used to make us do
Yeah.
that. So that was Grandma taught
we would
you
get
all.
the
That's what
little
she made you
switches.
all.
You go
Yeah.
get your own
We
switch.
But we had to be careful because I remember bringing this littlest and tiniest switch and she
Yeah,
said,
because you think it hurts
so
less.
I'm going to go get the switch now.
It hurts worse.
She said, you better pick out the right one. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, we think we'd get the smallest we could
Oh,
find.
yeah.
Oh, it'd sting and hurt so bad.
Oh, yeah, I never thought of that. It actually probably worked worse than the other.
Yeah.
Because
It
they
did.
would really go at you with
Uh,
That's funny.
I can't remember ever getting in a fight with Billy, but I know Ann and him would get in
Did they
big
get
quarrels.
with
Yeah. Because when I had trouble with my ears, had mastoid.
Oh, that's right.
Surgery.
You had all kinds of problems didn't you, with your ear.
Yeah, we were all playing in the spring. Bill and Billy and Anna was fighting, throwing the cold water and rocks at each other and everything. And I had such a severe headache. I said, I'm going to the house. And Mom was, laying on the linen floor because it was so hot. And I laid down beside her and I told her, I said, Billy and Anna's fighting, but she didn't get up for a while.
So she laid on the floor to
Cool off. That's the way we did when it was real cold. Of course, either that or wade the, spring water.
yeah.
Of course, Mom, didn't do that, so she'd always lay on the floor.
So we wonder, we were talking about that. What did we do before air conditioning?
But it kind of makes sense. You get as low as you can because all the heat goes up.
And that linen floor, was better than a cloth. It was cool.
And you
Yeah.
said a lot of the floors were linoleum, which kind of keeps it.
Yeah.
And all those years, we burned up because we didn't lay on the floor.
Remember, we were in the basement, which was kind of the
Well, that would have even
lowest
been
level.
better anyway. It'd been
Yeah.
When Mom,
ice cold, probably, those floors.
when Mom came back, she decided to go blackberry picking. And they should making everybody go. And I said, I had headaches so bad. I just said, I was hurting. And she let me stay. And I remember Billy and Anna saying I was putting on because I didn't want to pick blackberries.
Oh, gosh.
I don't blame you. All those chiggers.
But my temperature was 106 when it finally got taken.
106.
It was. They sent, the mom didn't have the thermometer, so she walked down to the Greenway farm and they came up with the thermometer and took my temperature and they took me Mount Sterling, but Mount Sterling sent me to Lexington.
Wow.
That's when I had mastoid surgery and spinal taps. They thought I had spinal meningitis.
Good night.
I
Wow.
was just 9 years old.
You're in good shape, it sounds like.
And they gave me Fesol, that iron pill. It's a little, if you remember when they were triangle and circle in shade green. I don't remember those pills. Well, it's old pills for. Well, anyway, they had me taking that, and Mom came in, and they thought I was dying because my face was all green around,
Oh my
green
God.
around the mouth.
That was from those pills.
Oh.
They thought I was dying. They was crying.
Oh, God. Were you smiling underneath?
No, I didn't know what was going on
you
at
didn't
the
know,
time.
so-
I didn't even know that they was concerned.
Yeah. They told you later they thought you were
Yeah.
dying.
Oh.
Wow.
And they finally stopped them pills when I kept having diarrhea
Oh my God.
from them.
Why were they giving you the iron?
my iron, I guess, the hemoglobin was too low, I guess, and
Oh,
it
they're trying to build your blood.
Yeah.
Build your blood back up.
uh-huh. Yeah, I messed up the bed real good.
Oh,
I remember that nurse coming in, she was so upset. Yeah, and it's all over the bed and all over me from head to toe.
You remember any of those old ghost stories you used to tell us?
You know, I've forgotten, I think, most of them, or all of them probably.
I just remember one I remember the most was, I don't remember how it
A
actually
sore
went.
toe or
Yeah,
something?
something about the
Bloody-
toe and then
bloody
the,
toe
he's
or-
on the first step, now he's on the second step. Something about a bloody toe or something.
The devil was the one that was coming.
Oh, is that what it was? And
Uh-huh.
then it finally gets, and then
Saying
you would
I
say,
don't look
now
good.
he's at the final step, whoa! And we would all be like, and then, you you'd go, whoa. Something. I forgot how you did it. but-
I don't remember the story about it either, except it just ended up.
Finally getting,
Yeah,
it was just to
getting
kind of
scared
get you,
everybody to
yeah,
death.
just to scare them to death, yeah. Sort of like what Andy does, sort of something like that with that one story he does on Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
He gets the kids. all the
That
kids
story, actually, that was Kentucky from Muse Hollow.
Oh,
That
was
story
it?
came from. The
That
Golden Arm.
Oh, the gold.
That was a story that started in
Down
Muse Hollow.
Muse Hollow is where my farm, that's what our farm is called, Muse Hollow. It's the hollow my farm is in. I actually wrote a song about Muse Hollow that we play too. I don't think we have recorded it where you can hear it yet. Louis could, I don't know if Louis knows how to play YouTube on his phone. He could have you listen to it. Whenever we do, we haven't done a final recording on that yet, have we, Clay?
No.
When Mom would go to the store, she'd always tell us, don't start any fire in this stove. You know, we have a wood stove, burn wood. And, of course, we promised no, not to cook. No sooner we left, Mary, make us some candy. She'd make candy and we'd eat that candy. And every time Mom come home, she'd start searching. She'd find the chocolate on something somewhere.
She knew that you all had been cooking. She probably smelled it, right? So she started looking for the evidence.
Mary make that candy, we'd eat all that candy, and she let Anna and me eat the candy that was stuck in the pan. We got to clean out the pan.
Yeah, I had some good times.
Uh-huh.
So your cooking stove was a wood stove, huh?
Uh-huh. Either that or coal. Sometimes they'd use lumps of coal.
And did you have electricity?
Uh-uh.
So what did you use for lighting?
A lamp with kerosene.
Kerosene.
See that lamp over there?
That kerosene
Yeah, that kind of
lamp. Oh, yeah.
lamp.
Is that from the farm?
No, I got that one somewhere
Oh,
else, out here somewhere.
but they look like that.
Yeah.
So did you have a kerosene lamp in every room, or did you?
Yeah, well, we had two, and Leslie had one, Mom had one.
So they took you to your bedroom at night with that kerosene lamp, or you went to bed before it got dark?
You went after dark, you had the fireplace.
Oh, and that kind of
But
lit up
Mom would
enough for you.
always, the fire had to be out and the coals covered up with ashes before we went to bed.
But was it hard to see sometimes? Like, what'd you do if you
You know,
had to go to
I could see good then, even with that lamp.
What did
'cause
you do for going to the bathroom at night if you had to go to the bathroom?
You went outside and out just outside the door, out somewhere.
Yeah.
So you didn't go to the outhouse?
Well, not at night.
The big animals,
When
you'd
in
be
the
afraid
winter
of them.
time, we used the slop jar, I guess you call
Yeah.
it.
Like the old, like they used to do at castles and things.
So your
Well,
heat-
Mom had to do that in the
No.
daytime, and that's something really out. She was jack of all trades.
Yeah, yeah, I guess you had to
She
be, huh?
had to do so much.
So how many fireplaces did you have to heat the house?
There was, Lucy had one, and we had one in the bedroom, and there was one in the, used to be her dining room until we was moved in with her. I never saw it lit. And I guess it's because it wasn't, nobody slept in there. She had her bed, extra bed in there, and they would, the milk that we milk cows, and then Lucy had, bowls all the way around her table, and she would, put the milk in these bowls, and, they had nothing to do with the fireplace. But they'd sit there until it made clabber, we called it clabber.
What,
And then
kind of
she
like a
would
cottage cheese
Cook
thing?
the clabber and then make cottage cheese out of that. And we'd eat clabber too, we'd always beg her for some. And she would give us a bowl of the clabber, and you put a little sugar on top or a little cream, it's so good.
So what did it taste
yeah,
like?
was it sour?
Yeah.
It had its own taste, yeah, it was sour but good.
But you couldn't do that with,
I don't know whether you could or
Milk?
not. I started
Probably
doing it. I had some milk that had soured in the refrigerator, and I thought about making cottage cheese out of it, but I didn't. I poured it down the sink.
Yeah.
But that's what
People don't do it.
I don't know whether it made cottage cheese.
It maybe since they pasteurize it and all that,
pasteurize
maybe
it, it's
Yeah.
not
it
fresh.
doesn't do it.
It probably would.
Yeah.
They made
Interesting.
their own cottage cheese.
So what was the consistency of that?
It was real good. It
Like
was
a cottage cheese almost?
It was just like cottage cheese,
And,
except a little finer. Instead
Kinda like a
of bigger,
tapioca.
little curds or whatever, it'd be
Curds.
a little bit bigger.
Interesting.
I mean, smaller.
And how did you spell that word? I don't know that word.
Clabber,
You know how that's spelled?
C-L-A-B-E-R, I guess.
Something like that, okay.
I don't
I
know.
want to look it up. I've never
Oh.
heard that term before. So,
And what was, let's see, what was left over, a clabber would be after you make, or maybe that was after you make butter. That'd be buttermilk.
so that was sort of the start for making buttermilk and butter and all kinds
Well,
of
you
stuff.
did use cream, you churn it, and
Yeah, you can do that today.
I know you
Whipping
can, but I don't
cream,
know
oh,
how to
it
do it.
tastes so good.
Tastes like what, butter?
It's better than butter. I mean, it's butter, it's just better.
salted.
Yeah. Just whip it up, it turns to butter.
You churn until it turns to butter, and then you'd
Well, that's
separate-
those churns that
Yeah.
That's butter churns, or what they used to call them.
Yeah,
You just sit there all day until you make butter out of it.
and then what's left over after you take the butter will start getting thick and clinging together, and you can kind of help it to get together. And then, what's left is what we'd call whey. You'd give it to the hogs.
Oh.
Nothing was wasted. Hogs ate everything. They even eat or drink the dishwater.
And you like doing that because that'd make them nice and fat so you had that good old ham to eat later. Fatten them up, right? Fatten the hog.
Yeah, they got anything
Right, they
that's
had
left
something about
over.
something in
We never
whey.
had garbage
Yeah, I
as far
think
as
so,
food
yeah.
was concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had cats and we had chickens
Yeah,
to feed. and-
yeah, so nothing was wasted.
Yeah,
Curds and
nothing
whey.
was wasted.
Curds and whey, I think.
Curds and whey.
Yeah.
Well, she was talking about making curds.
Curds
and
and
whey.
whey. Yeah. Interesting. Now we just go down to Kroger's and buy it.
Yeah.
We don't understand the
I
process.
don't know how Mom did all that stuff when I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just worked.
All
Minute
day,
she got
and then
up
had
and
she had
she-
Until she
wash,
went to sleep.
wash clothes, make Lysol.
Didn't know
But you didn't do it all at once,
But she
No,
never
but
quit.
then there's something all the time, can, all the,
like that butler,
Stuff that
making
was
2
in
or
the
3
way.
different things at one time,
Yeah.
like all
They
the,
got
not just one thing.
They used to get to be very thrifty.
all the vegetables in the garden, she'd can what was left over, or, you know, and of course the hogs got part of that too.
Good woman.
Good life on the farm when you think about it, but you gotta work hard.
Yeah, to work hard, yeah. People died young usually because of the hard work they did.
We had plenty of milk because we had 5 or 6 cows. Old red Bess, old Jersey, red, had a red cow. A Holstein gave most milk.
Did they all have names?
That was the name.
Was it all red?
Holstein and Bess, red, and Old Jersey and New Jersey.
That's cool.
And I chase them, I go after the cows and I make them run home to be milked. They get so mad at me, they get to the bottom of the hill and they turn around and shake their head at me.
Come on, come on. But then you keep coming, they turn around and run from you.
I'm
wouldn't
picturing
they?
her as a young girl doing that.
That's funny.
I was milking old Bess and I had this great big round bucket. And I was just milking away and a snake
Oh, my.
runs under the cow. And I didn't see it until the cow jumped and with a foot in my bucket of milk and
Oh,
gosh. Had thrown away all that milk.
Oh,
Mm.
no. Oh, my gosh.
And that snake, I don't know how that cow, when the cow was looking the other way, and I was in the back milking, how in the world did that she know that there was a snake there?
They just know, I guess. It's
She must have
Sense it.
peeked around the corner. See what I was doing.
Yeah, they could get something.
Oh, big black snake,
Uh,
big foot in the bucket.
Y'all didn't have tobacco, did
Yeah,
you? Oh, did you?
we had sharecropping.
So did
And
you have
they
to
would
pick
raise the
tobacco and stuff?
tobacco and they'd hang it in the barn
Yeah.
and
Did you ever have
then
any
divide
chores?
up the cost.
Did you ever have to do any work with the tobacco?
I never did. We used to crawl
Seems-
under the tobacco
It
in
seems
the
like
lawn,
mom
though.
or dad, somebody talked about having to, may have been May or something like that, something about in the spring or something, you had to tear off the suckers or something at the bottom of the tobacco, the new growth, to keep it from, I don't know, so I've heard, I don't know. Somebody was telling me a story about that,
But we
how
didn't
bad
have
it was.
anything to do with it. Up there.
And maybe down there at Muse Hollow, somebody was talking about having to do that kind of work. That was how horrible. Oh, they had to, I think it was some kind of worm or something, parasite that
Yeah.
suck,
Worm.
that was suck on, they had to tear their heads
Yeah.
off of it, suckers or something like that. And their job as a little kid.
Pick
was to
them off.
pick
Oh,
them
they're
off.
ugly too. Have you
Yeah.
ever seen them?
Uh-huh.
Oh my
We
God,
used to
they're
have
fat.
to bug the potatoes. You'd have to shake off the bugs.
Off of the potatoes.
Because they'd be little stems and no leaves at all if you didn't.
Mm.
It'd be covered with them old bugs.
And of course they didn't, if they didn't have the
Sugar
leaves,
bug.
the potato wouldn't grow underground.
And
Too.
we'd shake off these bugs and then we'd put hot water over the bugs.
Watch
Kill
them,
them.
watch them go. I'm thinking of some of those When there a movie about the bugs, some bugs, the bug of life or something, where the people were coming to kill the bugs.
Place to sleep over there.
Are you falling asleep?
No, I was
Oh, he's watching some of the videos.
just went off.
What time is it?
It's 1:30.
Oh, I'm going to. Georgie's probably about ready to get rid of us.
Oh,
You
no,
take
I
naps or
really
anything?
enjoyed it.
Okay.
Enjoyed the music.
They say don't